So one of the things you said, which I thought was interesting, it's something I use all the time. Obviously, it's layering. But I was just curious if you wouldn't mind sharing, like for layering, you said learn to layer different sounds together. Do you personally have like a way that you think about layering? Like, do you do like just frequencies, or do you think about layering just different sounds that are completely different together, or do you have a way of thinking about it, or is it just based on project to project? How do you go about doing or thinking about layering?
I think it depends on the sound effect that I'm creating, right?
Okay.
Because I think if you're trying to layer gunshots together, it's a lot different than if you're trying to layer a recording of a rainstorm, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the end, your goal is that you have to create a rainstorm or a gunshot or a car sound that is unique and special to the world that you are creating, right? So sometimes it's just about, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to pull as many different versions of a gunshot as possible. But then once you realize all the different ones that you have pulled can create something unique, then you have to start asking yourself, well, what kind of a gun is it? Is it a boomy gun? Is it a bad guy gun? Is it a good guy gun? Is it a gun that, in my case, needs to sound like a real gun on stage? Because if the prop gun doesn't go off, I have to be the backup sound effect, gun. So do I create a gun that is sharp and piercing and makes people kind of jump out of their seats because it sounds like a real gun? Or do I create kind of more of a fictional gun? And, the rainstorm thing, it's the same thing. Maybe I don't need the sound of thunder, but maybe I need to convey that I need to have cars coming by. So I need to have a rainstorm that sounds like a heavy rainstorm, but I also need to have car passes and wheels going through puddles. And so when you're layering, I think of it as I got to create the tone that is specific to this world, but I also have to create something that doesn't sound like just one track. It has to fill up the whole theater. And the other cool thing is that I'm not layering for necessarily a stereo sound effect. Sometimes I'm layering because I'll create a multi-channel file and I might put the car passes upstage and some speakers that are hanging behind the actors, and I might put the light rain sounds and the surround speakers behind the audience, and I might put the heavy sounds coming from the main PA that hangs on either side of the proscenium. And so we create this kind of surround sound environment that really puts the audience into the actor's location as well.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. So it's not just thinking about, like you said, it's not just frequencies based on whatever sound you're creating, and then making sure that you're creating that sound that based on where people are sitting and for whatever thing you're creating.
Yeah, I mean, I think, time and space and localization of sound effects is a really big thing in theater, because we don't necessarily, we're not 5.1, like,
right,
sometimes we're like 40.7, and and sometimes the subwoofer isn't, center stage. Sometimes the subwoofer is stuck in a corner and wherever we could fit it in the theater, or, sometimes it's in the back of the theater because that's all we, so, we do really strange things and we enjoy it.